At this point, the Americans are pretty much out of ammunition. I mean, they really have almost nothing left. Some men are literally throwing rocks at the British as they advance. But there's no standing up to the British anymore. They've really been pretty much wiped out, ammunition-wise, just in terms of their strength. The British come up over the redoubt, drive the Americans out. The men at the rail fence, Knowlton and Stark, managed to actually set up a decent rearguard action. So this doesn't become just sort of a murderous rout, but it actually is a somewhat organized retreat against the British. Dr. Joseph Warren, one of the last men out of the redoubt, is shot in the head as he's trying to make his escape. And you saw that, there's that wonderful painting by Trumbull, which is so wildly romantic, where Warren is dying and he's about to be bayoneted. In fact, in the chaos, they didn't even know that Warren had been killed. They didn't even realize it for a couple of days. So the Americans are driven off of Bunker Hill. The British take the ground. It's a victory, but it is a Pyrrhic victory to be sure. The British have over twice as many casualties as the Americans. Of course, British casualties much more difficult to replace. The British won the battle. I think that's something that probably most Americans would be surprised to know, because we think of Bunker Hill as being the great battle of the American Revolution, but we actually lost it. But as I said, it was certainly a Pyrrhic victory, and the British certainly learned some important lessons. And one of them was that these rabble in arms were not just going to run at the sight of a red coat.